going to shoot the proper hand washing video, and this will correspond with the hand washing technique that's in your textbook and that's also in your red book that I'm going to be uploading for you to Blackboard. So the first thing I want to do is note I'm using a countertop here, so you would need to decontaminate your countertop using some Lysol or some type of bleach wipes to make sure that it's dry before you put your paper towels down on there, because you guys are going to be uploading this from your homes. So I'm going to try to do it as close to the way that you will be presenting it as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove my watch and ring, and I'm going to set this off to the side. And then I'm going to need also a sink, soap, and my paper towels. So, and I've also got an orange stick. Okay, when you're at home, you can just verbalize this part, because I realize you probably won't have these, but the orange stick, one side of it's pointed, and that's how I'm going to clean under my fingernails, and the other side of it's kind of grooved, and that's what you use to push back your cuticles. So just to explain what we're doing there. So I would also push up my sleeves. So I'm going to turn my water on, and your book says to turn it on to a good, warm, comfortable temperature. I'm in the school's bathrooms here on the college campus, and I'm sure the water's not going to get too hot. So I'm just going to go ahead and proceed. So the first thing I'm going to do is wet my hands. And I want to wet from my wrist down. Okay, so I've got my hands good and wet. Now I'm going to get some soap, and I'm going to get a good amount of soap. Okay, so I'm going to rub, that's not quite enough. Get a good amount of soap. So I'm going to get enough soap that I can get a good lather going. And notice that I'm washing the backs of my hands. And each step of this skill should take 20 to 30 seconds. So I've got the back of my hands. I'm going to get the palms of my hands, rubbing those together. The big concern is getting enough friction here to remove the contaminants, okay? So I'm going to wash in between my fingers now. You can use the happy birthday song and sing it through twice, and if you've made it through your song twice, you've probably washed your hands long enough. Then I've got to get my wrist, okay? I want to get at least 4 inches above my wrist, okay? Getting my wrist. Then I'm going to do each finger individually. Don't forget your thumb. Make sure that I get my fingers good and clean. So while I've got my hands good and soapy, I'm going to take my orange stick now. So I'm going to reach down and get my orange stick here. I'm going to use the pointed end. And remember, it's while your hands are soapy. So I'm going to clean under each nail, rinsing in between every nail. And I want to point out that my water is still running this entire time. And if you look on your skills sheets that I've uploaded to Blackboard, this goes in the sharps container. I don't have a sharps container, so I'm going to throw it in the trash for now. So my water is still running. At this point, it's important for me to understand that cleanest is the tips of my fingers and the dirtiest is up past my wrist. So I'm going to rinse like this, so that I'm rinsing the tips last. And I want to make sure that I don't bump or contaminate my hand against the sink, okay? If I do that, then I have to start all the way back over. Note, my water still runs the entire time. Okay? It's very hard not to flick. We're in the habit of flicking, but don't flick. So just let it drip off your hands. Then I'm going to grab my paper towel, and I'm going to pat dry starting at my fingertips and up. Once I get up, I never go back down with my paper towel, because remember, the tips of our fingers are the cleanest. So I pat it dry both sides, and I use as many paper towels as it takes to get dry. Pay note that my water is still running. I don't turn my water off with wet hands. That is a starred criterion on your skills checkoff. And if you end up turning that water off with a wet hand, then you automatically fail the skill. Okay, so now my hands are dry. Using a dry paper towel and dry hands, I turn my water off. And now I'm done with my skill.